Hello, faith leaders, and welcome to Break Time. Today's proverb is 29:27. The righteous detest the dishonest. The wicked detest the upright. It's like there's this constant friction. You know, we see this portrayed on movies all the time. There's good and there's evil, and they both detest each other. But this is a little more significant because when we become believers, God puts his rightness in us. His righteousness now becomes a part of who we are. It identifies the choices that we make because his spirit is alive. And when his spirit is alive, there's rightness there. And so it is detestable to those who are dishonest in nature. We can't help but to be honest because it's the language of the Spirit of God. And when the Spirit of God lives within us, dwells within us, when we open our mouths, there's honesty. That's who we become. That's who we are. So when you have somebody, and especially in your workplaces or your schools, that you can expect people not to like you. And so I think sometimes we try to win the favor of all men, but it's not going to happen. There's going to be people who don't like you simply because you're honest, simply because you're a person of an integrity. Though it's a rub, because it's like you're honest and you're pointing out their dishonesty without even having to say anything. I mean, that's where the Spirit of God is. He is bringing his presence so powerfully through you and his grace through you that it convicts other people. It makes them feel less about themselves because of the Spirit of God in you. And so, and for us not to get haughty about that, because we can't, it's the Spirit of God that's worked within us. It is our role not to condemn. It's our role to walk beside others, meet them where they're at, not help them to feel worse about where they're at in their place, but help them to see that they too can have what you've been given in the Spirit of God. But there is that rub. Dishonesty and honesty are not compatible. So even in a Christian perspective, when you speak a word that's not true, that's not honest, it's almost like you're squelching, or you're squelching the Holy Spirit in us, in you. And as a result of that, it's hard for you to become sincere in your faith walk until that's confessed, until that's admitted. Have you ever noticed that? Because they cannot dwell in the same soul and have peace. You can't be dishonest and honest and expect to be compatible within your own self. That's what it's actually saying, but let alone unbelievers. So believers, if you have a bit of dishonesty in you, you will have turmoil. So I pray today that you will allow yourself to confess with your mouth any dishonesty and admit it to the Lord and find true freedom. Have a blessed day.